Well, I cannot think of any kind, decent American who is against civil rights or equality. I mean, an underpinning of our very existence as a country is all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. I mean, what's not to embrace in those words? But when politicians start redefining what equal or what a right means, the very meaning of such words are turned inside out, and with it, our culture and our country. President Biden has made the passage of the so-called Equality Act to be one of his highest priorities. I mean, it sounds pretty innocuous since equality is a good thing. But the Equality Act, introduced last year by Nancy Pelosi, is not as it sounds. It adds 2 new designations in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which was and remains landmark legislation to end racial discrimination in voting, housing, employment, and participation in civic affairs. The Equality Act would add sexual orientation and gender identity to classes of protected civil rights. Now, let me be very clear. This is not a minor adjustment. This would mean that a person who declares oneself to be homosexual or transgender would be given protections that are given to those who are biologically Black or Asian, Native American or female, or who, despite being a biological male, would have to be treated as a biological female merely on the basis of declaring one's gender as female. Now, you may say, this doesn't concern me. Think again. If you're a business owner, you could lose your business license and be prosecuted for a hate crime and/or discrimination for adhering to biblical marriage standards and declining to print wedding invitations for a same-sex couple. Or if you're a doctor and you refuse to perform a double mastectomy and hysterectomy on a 14-year-old gender dysphoric girl who for some reason decides to identify as a boy, you're in trouble. If her parents forbid the surgery, they could actually lose custody of their daughter. You say, well, that never happened. It already has. It actually happened to parents of a 17-year-old girl in Ohio who refused to put their daughter on body-altering testosterone when she wanted to be a boy. Men would be allowed to sleep, shower, disrobe, and live with biological females at a battered women's shelter. Men TSA agents who identify as women would perform strip searches on females. Churches would be forced to allow boys to occupy girls' dorms and showers at church camps or Christian colleges. And boys who declare themselves to be the girls are already participating in women's sports, by the way, dominating the sports and demoralizing the women and destroying any of their chances of athletic scholarships for college. And if I simply say God created male and female, and it says so in the Bible, I could be sued for discrimination, lose whatever business I'm in, and be labeled guilty of a hate crime. A teacher was actually fired for refusing to use masculine pronouns for a female student who wanted to be treated as a male. And if you own a business that involves artistic expression, be it cooking, calligraphy, cake decorating, or making T-shirts, and you decline expressing support for a gender transition party, you can be sued, charged with discrimination by the government, and just right out put out of business. The rights of a male pretending to be a woman will be protected, but your rights seeking to actually live as a Christian will be eliminated. You really should contact your congressman and senator. Tell them, stop stepping on the rights of some to give special rights to others in an insane unwillingness to follow the science of basic biology. Can I give you some science? There are 2 genders, male and female. We are assigned one in the womb at conception. Now, we can have surgery and hormone therapies and change our physical features. And at that point, live as a different gender. That's possible, but we can't just make a declaration that we are something that we are not, and then force the rest of the country to accept that as normal. And let me just be gentle in saying, an act of Congress can change the law, but not even an act of Congress can rewrite the Scripture. Now, if you want more videos like that one, hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell right next to it. And if you leave a comment, positive or negative, I'll be sure that my dog Toby sees it and responds to you in kind.